Steve Keeley is on Pothole coverage today. There's Steve.
Mike, we've never had a bigger response, I don't think, to a story. The emails are flooding in by the dozen between every hit. And the question is, people are we're getting reports from the auto repair guys who say sometimes it can cost you up to $2,000 for damage from one pothole hit. The alignment, the flat tires, the rims, the lost hubcaps, you name it. The list goes on, and so does the list of items on your bill, and not to count all the labor costs as well. Well, a lot of people want to know, can you recover any of that? Rocco Cipparone, our legal expert, noted defense lawyer, civil lawyer, you already had the answer because you've looked into this before, and you think it's just not, you can sue, but it's not really worth it.
You can sue in limited circumstances. If the statutes in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, for example, say that if the pothole resulted from natural weather conditions, the townships or governmental entities have immunity. If you can prove they did it through negligence, you can sue. The problem is they put a lot of roadblocks up to being able to sue in the claim process, so it's really almost never worth it, or very infrequently worth it.
I mean, you almost have to do an investigation like you're looking into a murder to prove it. You got to get a lot of records. When was it reported to the city, and how much time did they have before they neglected fixing it?
That's right. You have to prove that the township or the municipality or the city was negligent in failing to repair the pothole within a reasonable period of time. So you have to know, when was the pothole first reported? Was it reasonable for them to repair it, or did they negligently repair it, and did that contribute to the damage? So you really have to do a lot of discovery before you can even be able to determine whether or not you have a viable claim. And the cost of that is really not efficient for most people.
Even in the craziest hypothetical case, you have a Ferrari. It's worth a fortune. You hit a pothole. You swerve to avoid the pothole. You hit another car. You do $20,000 in damage. And somebody comes to you and they said, look, I got so much damage. Is it going to be worth it to hire you? Would you be honest with them and say, even that much damage is not really worth it?
Well, I'm honest with every client. First of all, I'll say that. And I would generally say that whether or not it's worth it, the question becomes, can you get over the liability hurdle? If that pothole resulted simply from the weather and you can't prove that it happened as a result of negligent repair or untoward delay repair, then you're stuck with it. So I would tell them that, and we'd look at the amount of damage. The real problem happens when you swerve to avoid the pothole and hit somebody else. Now you're going to get sued for causing damage.
All right, we asked you to come all the way over here from your office in South Jersey. How many potholes you run over on the way?
I swerved to avoid them, but there wasn't much traffic, unfortunately for me. But there were a lot of them on the way.
So there's our answers. You can sue, and even on some websites it tells you have to have like 2 proofs of the damage estimate and all that. Yeah. But you got to get so much information from the city and the people you're suing. Do you think they're going to say, you know what, here's the record. We had this pothole reported by somebody 8 months ago, and we've done nothing since. Do you really think you're going to get that answer when you call?
Well, you found one of the biggest ones, though, Third and Callawhill. The buses and trucks are just rattling behind you.
Mike, there's going to be a subdivision they're going to build in there now. It's so big.
That stinks.
Look at that thing. All right, it's 11 past 9 o'clock on this Friday.